Some would say that I might be getting good at the whole StreamYard thing and stuff like that. Maybe take some practice, but you know. Welcome to Trek After Dark, and it is Trek After Dark. We're doing more of a general Trek and some Axanar stuff if there's some things to talk about, but mostly just general Trek. I am Big J here with I am a meat popsicle and Cheeto. Now, Alexander is the meat popsicle. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing good.
Doing okay. Can you guys hear me okay? Sorry, I came in at the last second and my camera is apparently not connecting for some reason. So
the camera decided it doesn't want to be a camera.
Yeah. So I don't know why it's doing that, but I will get my tricorder and try to diagnose the problem while we're chatting.
The camera has one job to do, and that's it.
Hey, we can't assume it's a camera. It might identify as a paperweight. You just don't know.
It's about to be a paperweight here in a second.
It's about to be a flying object.
Right. Yeah. I heard a good joke about a flying object, but I don't know if I can tell it. It's not really a family-friendly thing. Yeah. So maybe I have to tell that one offline or something like that. So anything new going on for you guys? Just same old stuff. We excited about the renewal of Strange New Worlds. Maybe not excited about the cancellation of Lower Decks. For me personally, I don't really. I do follow Lower Decks. I have to watch all Star Trek, but I don't really care much for it. So it getting canceled really was not a heartbreaker.
Is it really a cancellation, or is they just saying, 5 seasons that's good enough for a modern show?
I feel like after everything I've seen, it looks like it was a surprise to a lot of the people. I think season 5 was not meant to be the last. I don't know why they're doing this. I think this might have to do with mergers with other companies and cost saving for animation and stuff like that. And
it's possible.
So yeah, I really feel like that this is kind of like a cost saving measure. Because if you think about it, Lower Decks has some pretty decent names, and probably they signed on for 5 seasons, and contract renegotiations are coming up, and so they really.
It could be they did a Terry Farrell and they just asked for too much.
Yeah, well, either that or because I know some of the actors on Lower Decks is becoming. They're some of them are getting kind of big, especially Jack Quaid, and the actress who plays Mariner. I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but I know she's been in a couple things recently, outside of Trek. So some of these people are getting a bit more popular. Jack Quaid, especially with The Boys, is probably becoming the most popular. And Jack Quaid has even said he would do 20 seasons of Lower Decks if he was allowed to. So
well, sure, yeah, I would like a paycheck for. In undetermined amount of time. Of course,
but that's the thing. I don't think he got paid a crap ton for Lower Decks. I think he gets paid more for The Boys for sure. But yeah, I always want an indefinite paycheck as well.
You'll always get paid more for actual being in front of a camera rather than a voice. So I could imagine that their pay packet's probably increasing, and I'm guessing maybe it's like, well, we're finishing up with Discovery, so we no longer have to push a lot of money into that. Let's also stop the animation guys, and we'll put that money together to something new. Could be something as simple as that.
Yeah, I think it's just budgetary, bottom line looking things for, as I said, that Paramount's been on the market for months now. So I think they're really trying to sell some stuff off.
Well, I think could be 5 seasons is enough, honestly.
Well, in a modern show, 5 seasons is actually quite good.
Yeah,
most modern shows disagree with. Because these are only 10 episode seasons. So, if it was 20-some episodes and it was 5 seasons, I could see that. But these are 10 episodes, 5 seasons. That's in all actuality, 50, that's 50 episodes. It's kind of a
it's not
okay
many
benchmark for a show.
It's what I meant is for a modern show, which no matter how good some shows are, they get cancelled after 2 seasons usually. You get hooked on them, and then the network goes nah.
Well, look at all the money that's being put in per episode, and that's the thing is the budget per episode of shows now is so much higher. And you're I think a 10 episode season is, think about how much goes towards a season now of modern Star Trek show.
I mean, look at the production values.
Yes, the production value is high.
Every episode's like a movie.
And here's the other problem. Every season that goes by, now I'm no contract professional, but I don't know what their negotiations are, but I know with any show out there since the dawn of man, every year that goes by, your actors can start demanding more and more. One of the reasons that TNG couldn't go an 8th season is because at that point, the actors were able to ask for too much. It was just too high. They priced themselves out of a show and had to start doing movies. Same with, name anything, Friends, Seinfeld, any of the big shows, Star Trek, all of it. Every year that goes by, you can start asking for more and more and more. And look at Big Bang Theory. I mean, as soon as Sheldon decided, what is the guy's name? The actor's name? Why am I?
Parsons.
Jim Parsons.
Jim Parsons. There you go.
Think of that as you wake up one day and decide, I'm going to do something else now. You shut down an entire show, all of these jobs, actors, behind the scenes, all of it gone, done. You have one guy who could do that. And to me, I think that's a bad position to put yourself in. I don't know if there's any way around that. But that just shows you that you have to be very careful investing that much time into a show. And because you can get one person that can single-handedly tank the entire thing and just end it. Like Jim Parsons did
that, yeah.
With Big Bang Theory.
Because he was commanding $1 million an episode.
Right. Well, it wasn't, from what I recall, it wasn't so much that he wanted more money. It was just, I'm done.
I think he's I think
I'm
what
good.
He said
I'm
is,
done.
Yeah, I want to go on to this next project, and that's young Sheldon.
And immediately put how many people out of work? Just like that.
Yeah, you couldn't do Big Bang without Sheldon. He's
That's
as much
the
as
problem.
I hate the character at times. You're meant to love to hate him. You couldn't do Big Bang without him.
Right, and that's
I
why
don't like
think,
Big Bang Theory as it is. So I mean that
And
let me see your face when you say that.
You're looking at it right now. That is my face when I think of Big Bang Theory and the cancellation of Lower Decks. That's the face I am making. Red eyes and all.
Mute Cheeto.
I'm sorry. No, okay. You want to talk about something? Let's talk about Big Bang Theory. I'm sorry. Big Bang Theory is like Will and Grace for gay people, and like Friends for white 20-year-old people. It's all these stereotypes and all of these unlikely scenarios and situations, and I think it's dumb. Like, Penny is the thing that irritates me the most. I don't mind the actress. I like her. She plays Harley Quinn. She's awesome. But it's just all of that. A lot of that is so unbelievable that if you took Penny out of the situation, it would be more realistic. It would make more sense, and you could still have the same comedy. Yeah, you know what I mean. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too shallow, but I'm just like, as I said, I have no problem with the actress. I just feel like every time I watch that show, it seems like disingenuous writing, where it's like, oh, you're a nerd, you must love Big Bang Theory. Yes, because it's actually the reason why I don't like Big Bang Theory is the exact reason why Jefferson doesn't like Lower Decks. Think of it that way. All it is just shameless plugging, shameless. Although I think Lower Decks is much more tactful about it, but yeah, it's just shameless plugging and everything like that. So yeah, I don't know. I just have issues with it.
I mean, there's definitely episodes like that, but in Big Bang, but I find the majority of Big Bang quite entertaining. I watch it basically on a loop.
Well, and that takes me to the point as to why I think these abridged, shorter seasons in the landscape we live in now is why this is happening. And I am completely fine with 10-episode seasons, 5 seasons, because all that's going to happen is your budget is just going to balloon because your actors are going to want to demand more and more and more and more. Right now, I mean, can Star Trek Strange New Worlds continue if Anson Mount decided he was done? I mean, sure, yeah, it could. They could do a time jump and put Kirk on there, so there is a little bit of safety. But the thing is that it's ugly. It starts getting messy when you consider trying to have these shows go on too long and allow your principal cast to just build more and more power, because then you're going to lose control of your show because your actors kind of start getting to where they are, I guess, dictating, for lack of a better word, what's going to happen next.
Well, I mean, maybe. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to throw in. I was listening to the audiobook "Making It So," Patrick Stewart's memoir, and there was something he said in that book. I'm paraphrasing that if he had been amenable to an 8th season of TNG, that it would have happened. So several factors going into not having an 8th season of TNG. One of them being that if your lead doesn't feel like doing it, well, then guess what? It's not going to happen.
Nope.
That's all it takes.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I'm also trying to eat, so I'm not trying to chew into
all the nerve. First,
listen, I literally got home
trying to eat.
I literally got home 5 minutes before this started, man. I got held up at work so long today. It's not even funny.
What are you stuffing your face with?
Oh, Taco Bell flatbread melts.
Oh, okay.
Taco Bell product placement, right? by Taco Bell.
Okay, so and I agree with you, but as I said, with these seasons only being 10 episodes long, like give us 13 episodes, give us 15 episodes, then you can, like, okay, after 5 seasons or something like that, maybe. I feel like we have not hit toxic belch. Brian Simpson says, not Simpson. Simpson? It's like Simpson. There's no P.
The P is silent.
But yeah, like I feel like if we don't have enough time to get to know these characters really intimately, like we did, and I'm not asking for 20 episode seasons. I get it, like 20, 23, 20, 26 episodes, like an Enterprise. That's out of hand. But like 12, 15 episodes, we need to be able to get to know these characters. Like the only reason why Discovery's like, hey, it's okay that we only get to know Burnham really is because, well, there's not a crap ton of episodes for us to really branch out and have those off-kilter episodes where we go off with Uowu and Reese and they do their own, they do their own adventure, in the spice trades of Rurapente or something. You know what I mean? Like, I know that's a very weird. That's the first stuff that came to mind. But, but yeah, I just feel like with these shorter seasons, we just don't get to know these characters intimately. And I feel like that's why a lot of these characters are going to be forgettable, except for characters that are already pre-established. Picard, we already had 8 seasons with those characters. With Discovery, like, with some of those characters, I'm trying to, like, I don't really think, I mean, besides Spock in that, and we really didn't have much time with any of them. So that's why they're all pretty much forgettable. Plus the writing. Let's not forget about the writing. Strange New Worlds. Yeah, we know, like, number 1, we know Spock, we know obviously Pike, but it's like after 5 seasons, we're already going into season 3, and we don't know much more about M'Bega. We don't know much more about Ortega's. I mean, at least I know their names, unlike Discovery.
She flies the ship.
Yeah.
I feel like they've got good character development.
Huh?
Just my opinion. I feel like we have good character development with Mbenga, Ortega, and the others.
Better than Discovery, that's for darn sure.
Well, but I mean, let's dig a hole, put the bar under it, and then go under there.
The Discovery is just basically the Burnham show,
right?
Yeah, everything as long as you learned it about Burnham or Saru, which don't get me wrong, I love Saru. I think Saru's one of the best captains there was for the one season he was actually captain.
I like that character.
Yeah, but it's like, we don't. But then he's moving on to the next thing, so Burnham can take the captain's chair. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
It was getting a little awkward. Who's going to captain this ship? You, me, no, you, me. So yeah, it's someone had to find their way off that ship, and they, of course, it was they made the obvious choice. Is I think Michael Burnham was always going to end up being the main captain of the Discovery, but it's not like you can't have more than one captain on a ship. Captain Kirk, Captain Spock, Captain Scott, for example.
Mm-hmm.
From Star Trek 3, from Star Trek 3 on, Kirk didn't get demoted back to captain until at the end of 4, but at 3, once Scotty got promoted, you had Spock and Scotty as captains, then Kirk gets demoted, so you had the 3 captainship.
I think that and that's what kind of irritates me about the original movies. I like the original movies, all but 5. But
right, no argument there.
But it's almost like, what kind of blackmail did Kirk have on these people to keep them on his ship for so long? You know what I mean? Like, why did Sulu's the only one that actually moved on to another command. And I mean, I know Scotty did after the Enterprise was decommissioned, even though the Enterprise A was not that old. Like the Enterprise, the regular 1701 was literally like 35 or 30 years old. And yet the Enterprise A was only like 7 or 10 years old or something like that. And they decommissioned the Enterprise A. Now I understand that they were going into a new era of Starship, because that's when the Connies were basically all really retired at that point, and they were moving on to like Excelsior class and Ambassador class and all those other types of classes after, so the Connies were kind of becoming obsolete. But still, I'm like, what did Kirk have on these guys to keep all of these high-ranking officers? Because I think even by the end, Chekhov was a commander, wasn't he? Like, he was a lieutenant commander. He was commander.
They were all commanders.
He was on the Reliant, and
he was first officer on the Reliant in Star Trek 2. So what blackmail does Kirk have on these guys?
Loyalty, I'm sure.
I think it's loyalty. You kind of get into a comfort zone where it's like, I'm in my spot right now. There are some people that may crave and desire the move up, the promotion or the whatever it is. But for some people, that's not an ambition that they have. And so when you find yourself on a ship like that with someone like Captain Kirk, it probably doesn't take much of anything to get you to stay. You may not want to be on any other ship but that one. Look at Riker. How many times did they pull the center seat out for him? How many times did he turn it down?
And he stayed next to Picard. Choice. Yeah, I imagine that's it. They're happy where they are. They've got a crew that they know. They're friends. Yeah. Why go anywhere else if they're happy?
A long-standing Starship booty call. Got it.
Obviously, Sulu got my captain's rank. See you later, suckers, and off he went.
Yeah, Sulu's like, F you, Kirk, man. I don't like you or your actor. And I mean that there is something to be said with that. You are correct. I mean, like they could have just been comfortable where they were at. Maybe their departments only had a certain like rank ceiling or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah,
that's touched upon in TNG as well, where Beverly Crusher, she's a full commander.
Yep.
as a doctor, she doesn't need to, but she felt she wanted to advance just to get some bridge time and stuff like that. But it's a choice.
I think you're talking about Troy.
No, she's talking to Crusher about. Troy is talking to Crusher. Why did you go for Commander? She says, because I wanted some more responsibility. I forgot how that conversation went. Yeah, but you don't need it as as the chief medical officer. No, but that's what I chose to do.
Yes.
And Troy doesn't necessarily need it either, but she chose. Well, this is a goal. So
well, I mean, and Beverly in the All Good Things storyline or timeline, Crusher
she becomes a captain. Yes,
she does become a captain. So
the time can change people, So yeah, it's and as we know that's a possible future that never came to pass now because everything was fixed. So
right.
If everybody could please stop saying that the Galaxy class with 3 nacelles is the best thing ever, please. No, it doesn't. It never existed. Thank you very much.
It existed in Birth of the Federation. It's my favorite class of ship in Birth of the Federation.
Andrew Pollard hates it.
That's a good game.
He hates it with a passion.
Hey, Stephen Ross, thank you very much for your donation and your comments. We appreciate that. Shout out there for Stephen. Sorry, guys, you were saying about the Dreadnought the Dreadnought Galaxy variant.
I was actually going to say, Jefferson, have you ever played the All the Ages mod for Birth of the Federation? It's where the ships start from Enterprise and go all the way up through Nemesis.
No, I was not aware of that mod. I haven't played Birth of the Federation in like a long time.
Oh, it's so good, man. You got
Is it like current-ish?
I mean, it's the same game. It's just they fixed the bugs and they did, as I said, you literally, if you start off at like civilization levels like 1, like you start off with the NX-01 and then you go all the way up through the Lost era, like the Kirk era, Lost era, like all those ships, Ambassador class, like they added all of that stuff in there that was not in there originally.
I might have to get on Steam and take a look at that. I would like, I've looked before at their.
It's not on Steam.
It's not.
No, you got to find it online. And the place that had it for me when I downloaded it years ago.
Yeah.
Doesn't have it anymore. Like it was taken down. So, but I still have it. I did on my gaming channel. I played a whole playthrough with it. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love it so much.
Well, I'll have to dig around, see if I can find that. That does sound pretty interesting. But go ahead, Alexander.
Yeah, I'm just saying, as big a fan as I am, I've never really played any Star Trek games. I tried Star Trek Online, and I'm like, nope, this is just Star Wars with a Star Trek skin. I like Star Wars.
Oh, you hater.
I like Star Wars, don't get me wrong.
Listen, I'm going to make you a list.
Just no. The one game I did remember playing a lot is it's like remember the Command and Conquer style where you see
Armada.
Star Trek Armada. That's it.
Yeah.
You can either play the Klingons or the Federation.
I remember playing Federation, Romulan, or Borg. Actually.
Yep.
Yep. Well, no. This was planet based. This was planet based. It was you had to build.
What game was that?
I can't remember. That's the thing.
Yes.
I played the heck out of that game.
I played it. I don't remember the name. It wasn't.
I can picture it. I can picture the gameplay in my head.
It was basically the Command and Conquer style game.
Yep.
Planet on a planet. You either played the Klingons or the Federation, Starfleet, and you had basically little hover machines and stuff like that.
Holy shit! I can't remember
things that never actually existed in Star Trek.
Yeah, indeed.
Well, we don't know that.
I can't remember. I cannot remember the name of the game.
I'll figure it. While we keep going here, I'll figure.
I had that one,
but that's the one game that I've thoroughly played through a long time ago.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Oh, and if we start talking about Star Trek games, we'd be here all night.
Oh yeah.
Well, and I guess that was the first computer game I ever had was Star Trek, the 25th anniversary game.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 11 floppy disks to install, something like that. Yeah, this was back in the day. It was ridiculous where you pretty much had to babysit your install. Yeah, that was such a cool game. Love that game.
And a lot of the original voice actors came back too.
Yep. They did a voice version of that game, and then its sequel, Star Trek Judgment Rights.
Mm-hmm.
I did have a copy of a legal copy of Starfleet Academy, but my mother got it for me for Christmas one year, and bless her heart, she didn't realize that the computer we had at the time had no chance in hell in running it.
Brian, we're going to try to resist the urge. We're going to try. It's tough for gamers not to just devolve into anarchy, talking about video games.
Mm.
But so what is?
Yes,
I want to see. In regards to live action Trek, I'm curious as to what's going to be on the horizon besides Strange New Worlds, because right now Strange New Worlds is the only thing that is on the table and confirmed.
We know.
Well, they're filming Starfleet Academy right now.
Starfleet Academy, forgot about that. In the Section 31 movie.
And
I guess is that enough?
That's it. Like that's really it. Like that's my concern as well, is what are they going to be doing? I mean, are they going to announce another? I thought on Star Trek Day this past month, I thought that they might announce a new show that they're working on. But as I said,
it'd be daft not to do something else, especially something around legacy.
Well, and that's what I'm saying is like I think that's why I think this is cost cutting measures, because they're doing these things and they're not really replacing them. Yes, we are getting Starfleet Academy, but that's only because it was promised, I think, before a lot of the selling talk started. So I think, but I think Strange New Worlds will stick around for a little while until contracts are up, and then
it's all going to
already sold off Prodigy.
It's all going to depend on what the new owners want to do.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day,
good grief. The first Star Trek computer game I played was loaded from a cassette tape.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, and you know what's sad is I think I know the one he's talking about. Also, can't think of the name, but like I can picture it. I think I might have played it. This goes, Cheeto, you and Alexander. I think you guys are too young to understand the pain of what it was like having these old 386 SX 46 computers.
I mean,
my first
I didn't understand only because I was too young, but my dad, like that, I played Star Trek 25th Anniversary, and I played Judgment Rights, and I mean, I'm trying to go back in my brain as far as I can. Starfleet, I played Starfleet Academy. I loved Starfleet Academy. That was one of my favorites growing up. Wing Commander, Ultima. I mean, even outside of Trek, like I've played Command HQ was my first strategy type, real-time strategy type game.
Right.
1986.
My first computer, my dad got, and it was a Sinclair Spectrum with the Dead Flesh keyboard.
A what keyboard?
It's nicknamed the Dead Flesh keyboard. It had a very, very tactilely rubbery keys.
Oh.
Everybody called it Dead Flesh. This is long before fleshlights. We're talking about very early 80s here. So that was my first. Remember playing with that. There was no Star Trek games for that. I wasn't even into Star Trek at that time. So
God, I can't even find this Star Trek game that we were talking. I know it exists, but I'm like,
it does. I played it. I know it. I just cannot, for the life of me, think of the name of it.
I'm gonna have to literally go through the entire wiki of all this and find it.
That's where you're at, basically. It's going to be one of those. As soon as you see it, like a screenshot,
you'll
then
remember.
You'll know it. Otherwise, forget about it. Yeah. Ooh, 3 to 4 hours to load a game. Yep. Those were the days.
What Sentai Ranger was saying there, if his good friend saying Academy won't happen, but we've got other information saying that they're actually filming. So
no, I say they're actually filming right now. It will happen. Whether it's
Academy is happening.
One season and then they cancel it or what? I mean, I don't know.
They might do a season just to satisfy a contract that they've got. They've got to spit something out. So here we go.
Yep. Agreed.
I'm already seeing lots of conversation on Reddit and everything saying, "Oh, what new ships do you think they're going to design for us?" And I'm like, "Whoa! Academies never have ships of the line. They've always got beaten up old ships. So just chill."
And Brian, I'm going to have to disagree with you on this one about legacy would be too weak to last. I think that there's so much possibility with that in regards to characters you can pull from, et cetera, that it should be a cakewalk to bust out 5-10 episode seasons. I don't see any lack of content.
I mean,
oh my God, I got it to work.
Oh, no, turn it off. Turn
it back off.
Whatever. You know what? Shut up.
This isn't a Halloween show.
I found it. New Worlds. Star Trek New Worlds.
That's it. That was it. Dang it. That was it.
I need to see if I can find
it. It came out in 2000 too. 2000 also, not 2002. 2000 also.
But getting back to Legacy, I think that there could be. There's a lot of character development there. I'd love to see what happens with Picard Jr.
I'm actually interested in everything surrounding Legacy other than Picard Jr. I thought the actor did a great job, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, here we go, another Nepo baby in Star Trek. Like I didn't really care for that all that much, and the whole Borg thing just kind of killed it for me with him. So I am very interested in Captain Seven. I'm very interested in First Commander Raffi, First Officer Raffi. Sorry. I love to see LaForge's daughter and see more of both of his daughters, including his real life daughter, the actress. I'd love to see her come. Yeah, one of the daughters of LaForge.
I know one of the daughters was his actual daughter, but was that character on the Enterprise G at the end of the show though?
I don't think so, but I'm just saying, like, I would love this.
But it would be nice. It would be really cool.
I would love to see John Delancey back. I mean, come on, Q.
Who's going to say no to John Delancey? Of course.
I mean that. Right, spoiler alert! If anybody's not watched the last episode of Picard,
season 3, get off now.
Yeah, mute until we do this.
Or just have you been living under a rock? I mean, really get to
exactly.
it.
Exactly. Yeah,
it's been over a year now, right? It's been over a year since it aired.
The post-credit scene with Q. Yeah,
you're right, Cheeto.
But that's what I'm saying. Like as I said, I didn't mind the actor who played Picard Jr. Like I thought he was okay, but it's just like the character was okay. The actor did fine. But I want everything surrounding it, and I want them to change the Enterprise G back to the Titan A. I don't care how they do it. Yes, I hate the Enterprise G.
Yeah,
can't do it.
We did a whole season with the Titan A. We got to know it, and then they go, by the way, here's the Enterprise G. It's like, no, that's not earned. That is not earned. The Titan A earned its spot on a show.
The Titan.
I agree.
Well, yeah,
I agree, and it denigrates the name of the Enterprise as well. At the same time.
Why? How?
Yeah, because it's now getting the Enterprise is now instead of a ship of the line, it's 100-year-old design that's been given new nacelles and pushed out to go and do stuff.
It went back to its roots. What better way to name a ship Enterprise than to go back to what harkens to the Constitution class?
The Enterprise has been the spiritual flagship since Kirk's days and deserves to be ship of the line.
It's all a dream. Whatever. Daniel Vance.
Yep. Dallas.
I know. I think Titan A, I think the Titan A earned its spot as a show running ship.
Agreed.
And you know what? Honestly, that's what I feel like. I'm not a Connie class person. I don't like the Constitution class as a design, but I think the Titan A earned itself that spot, with everything that happened in Picard season 3.
Agreed.
And for them to just put a fresh paint of Enterprise G on it, I'm just like, that is lazy. That is lazy, just nostalgia bait right there. Like, you want to give us an Enterprise G, then give us an Enterprise G, but make it something different. But honestly, I want the Titan A, and I want it with Captain Seven, who's earned that seat. And I want the Titan A to have a legacy. I want the Titan to have a good legacy. You know what I mean?
They got so much right with Picard season 3. For me, anyway.
Hell yeah, they did.
So much. They got so much right, and then they drop clangers like that. And you're like,
yeah. I really face palmed when the Enterprise G showed up. I said, no, don't do it.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that was
USS Picard, and that would have been better at least a little bit. But still, I was.
Am I the only one that was thrilled that they renamed it the Enterprise G? I thought that was awesome.
No, quite a few people were thrilled by it, but
somebody in the comments back me up. Was it awesome to get the Enterprise G renamed from the Titan A? Come on, let's hear
it. Zamir says, yes, you are the only one. That's it. Busted.
Zamir, you son of a... I swear.
Oh, that's
Here, I'm going to put a poll up for the 3 people over on NerdTube. I'm going to start a poll over there. which is probably Zamir, Daniel Vance, and some other random person lurking.
Yeah, but not being a Constitution class fan, that's a tough one to chew.
Hey, it's not for everybody. No prizes for guessing what class I like.
The Galaxy class.
The fat one.
The fat one.
Actually, Excelsior is my favorite class.
They've got a lot of nerve calling the Galaxy class the fat one. Have you seen the angles on the Enterprise F?
Yeah.
The
Enterprise F has got a nice hourglass figure.
She's got some girth. She's
got some girth.
And that she's the fat one. The Enterprise is the D is the sleek one.
Yep. We like him with some girth. Nothing wrong with that at all.
That's what she said.
Stop it, Alexander. Stop it.
No.
Go to your room.
This is a Trek show.
Right now.
We can't make sick humor on a Trek show. What's
right
wrong
now.
with you guys?
Uh-oh.
Jeez.
Oh, damn it. I've gone and summoned the boss.
You've done it now. You've gone and done it. Hey, Alec, how you doing?
It never fails, does it?
Animals.
I was heading back from dinner with Crystal, and there was a gentleman on the street. Tiny. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you were kind of going through a bad spot there for a moment.
No, we can hear you good.
Yeah. Gotcha. So there was a gentleman with a tiny little puppy walking home with groceries. So I stopped and introduced.
The puppy was walking with groceries?
No, the owner of the puppy was walking with groceries. So I said, "Hey, you need some food?" And he was like, "Yeah, I need everything." So I ran home and picked up all these supplies: a big bag of puppy food, wet food, collar and leash, bowls, a crate, blankets, you name it, toys, and I brought him to him. And while I was there, I look, as I'm about to leave, I look across the street. I go, "Is that another little puppy?" And no, it was a kitten. There were 3 little kittens running around in the street across the way.
Oh my goodness!
Oh man!
You know, someone stopped their car, opened the door, pushed them out, and just driven off, haven't they?
No, actually, no. There was a mama cat there and 2 gentlemen, and I said, "Okay, what's the deal?" They said, "Yeah, the kittens. That's the mom." And I said, "Well, first of all, can I take that mom to get her spayed?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." And this was, a poorer section of town, and I said, "Okay, what about the kittens?" And he goes, "You can have them." I said, "All right." So loaded the kittens up into the car, took them home. Crystal's finishing what Crystal was washing them. I was drying, set them up, and now I'm going back for the mom. You can see the crate in the back. I'm going back for the mom cat. Hopefully, I think these 3 are definitely old enough to eat on their own. But nonetheless, we'll get the mom and we'll throw the mom in with them for the night, and then I'll get her spayed tomorrow, and then bring her back so she can spend a little more time, and then she's just an outdoor cat there in the project. So yeah. So anyway, that was that. I was driving home and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to make it this time. This is going to be fine." And of course, it never ends. Never ends. So yeah,
that's how it always works.
Yeah.
When you think you're going to be on time for something or early, the universe has other plans for you. But this time around, you're not having to do like a multi-state drive for these, are you?
It goes to Monday. You jaunt up to Charlotte. It's from my house. So significantly smaller task than before.
Okay.
So, anyway,
that's not bad.
How are you all doing?
No, we're doing good.
So
we're arguing about the Connie class.
Well, I'm gonna
we're having some
about. What's that?
We're having good debates on ship classes, Enterprise G, Star Trek games, and all kinds of good stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, I am close to where the mom cat is, so I'm going to let you guys go. And if we get the cat settled before you're done, I might say hi, but I doubt it. If not,
all right.
All right, you drive safe, okay? Be careful out there.
We might have lost him already.
Yeah. It must be some bad signal areas out there, which that's something that can definitely happen. Definitely. Man, I can. That's the thing I always hate seeing is stray cats, dogs. Give them a home, and I know it's not like I'm able to home animals, but you kind of wish that,
Yeah, I mean, I won't say there is an afterlife. We don't know. I hope so. And I also hope there's a hell, because I know that anybody who abandons animals in the way that I've seen some people abandon animals, they're going straight there. I mean, These are companion animals.
They're going to go be with the paw wraiths.
Right.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely.
Golden Cat and the paw wraiths are coming for you.
They're going to have to clip Golden Cat's toes.
Ow.
For eternity.
And people who abandon animals. I agree 100%.
Yeah. So yeah, that's something that really riles me up, that subject.
Right. No, yeah, I hear you on that.
So where were we?
Yeah,
Connie
we were.
Cheeto doesn't like the Connie, so
we were talking about thick ships.
And thick ships.
We were talking about.
And then someone, who was it? Sentai said the Enterprise G. Here we go. The Enterprise G should either be a sister Connie 3 class or the Ross class. No way. Connie 3. Yeah, I'd be on board with that, possibly, rather than renaming the Titan A, because that was just an insult. But the Ross class is a horrible fan design. It's just, I like all these elements of these ships, and I'm going to smoosh them together, and aesthetics be damned.
Yeah. I also think the Ross class is a little bit on the ugly side.
It's like you show a 5-year-old a picture of the Enterprise D, and then 2 weeks later say, right, now draw what you saw. I think that's how we got the Ross class.
You might be right. I like this.
Well, it's like the kid. It's like when you're in middle school and you're trying to draw a car, and you just can't draw it right. Like it doesn't work when you draw it, and it's just the Ross class.
Yeah, that's it.
It just doesn't look right.
Someone at STO said, right, we need a new design. It has to be the Enterprise D, but better. And this guy just turned around, saw the picture that his kid had drawn after watching TNG for a couple of hours, and went, how about this? That'll do.
Well, and I mean, it's like, I do miss the age of, I understand why there's so many Connie classes in TOS and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, why are we just making classes to make classes? Why there needs to be practical reasons as to why we have, like, okay, so the Axanar class, the Steam Runner class, the Nova class, like, there's reasons that these classes are designed the way they are, because they are faster ships, they are heavier duty ships, they are these are I don't want to say warships, but they're mostly warships that are meant to fight the Borg or any major threat. You know what I mean? The Enterprise D was made to be a cruise liner in space. Deep space, take your families with you. That's why it's designed that way. I miss the Defiant. No nacelles. It is defined the way it is, or it is designed the way it is because of a purpose. Then you get like these people that just design all of these ships, and it's like, oh well, we're just like the Ross class. We're just taking the Galaxy, changing it a little bit, and then making it this, you're supposed to love it because it kind of looks like this other thing. And it's like, no, it's got to have a purpose.
I'm going to say something controversial here.
Uh-oh.
This has bothered me with Starfleet for a long time. There are too many classes of ships. There are too many different ships.
I agree.
It has gotten silly, a little ridiculous, if you ask me. It's like they're doing it just to do it, just to have fun. Why do you have to have all of these different designs of ships? Have like 4 or 5, that you dedicate on instead of.
I mean,
it is
in TNG, all we had was Oberth, Constellation, Excelsior, and then
Constitution.
Later on,
Miranda.
Later on, we had the Miranda class and the Nebula class also coming, and also the Galaxy class.
And that's the thing, is that they're pulling an anime, like it's anime style. Like in Dragon Ball Z, anytime they need more merch sales, what do? They give one of the protagonists a new form, and they sell more models, they sell more toys, they say, like, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of what, and I think it goes back to what Jefferson said originally. Oh, well, we need something that's like the Enterprise D, but like we can sell it and it's different, like just a little bit.
I mean, that's what STO is all about. They want people to get the new ships. That's why they're always coming out with these, and they've come up with some absolute horrendous stuff. That I honestly, I feel like they've done who did the first technical manual again? That Franz Josef, him, right? You see all the designs that he drew. It's like he got a felt board and these bits of Starship, threw it at it, and whatever way that they landed, that's how he drew the ship. And that seems to be what they're doing with STO as well, just to get people, buying these models and or grinding the grinding missions to get that new ship. It's new ship for the sake of new ship without any thought behind it. You look at the Enterprise D, for example, right? Is the epitome of thought put into it. You look at Andrew Probert's notes on it. He's got specific reasons why things are where they are. The whole neck was supposed to be a connection point for docking. So it's supposed to have corridors and everything leading to it with airlocks and stuff like that. And everything's got its place and it's got a reason for it. So he thought about it, and it's, as Chito said, it's a space cruiser. It's got 10 years of fuel on board. It's supposed to go out into the deep space and then come back many years later.
I think that the whole concept, and this was a comment I just highlighted a little bit ago, was about by here. I'll just highlight it again. Daniel Van says by Picard season 3, the fleet is copy paste. Yeah, I'll defend that.
I'll defend that too, because especially the fleet that turns up in season 1. Everybody's going, that
the Incursion class or whatever it was called.
The Inquisitor, I think it's
Inquisitor,
called.
Inquisitor class.
Yeah. There's 2 distinct classes there, because you can see that there are 2 ships side by side, and they've got different nacelles, roughly the same hull, but 2 different nacelle designs. So there's 1 sub variant and 1 main variant there. That makes sense to me. Everybody's saying, "Oh, that was just cheap and lazy copy and paste." Well, no. Look at World War II. Do you think the Royal Navy or the U.S. Navy came up with a different destroyer for every single battle? No. They just spat out Fletcher class destroyers, and sometimes you had 30 or 40 of them in the same postcode.
I mean, but I kind of also disagree with you. But I mean, there needs to be some variety. Like, I see what you're getting at with Picard season 1, where it's like, yes, it seemed more uniform and that tracked. But it's like, I also am like, no, but as you were saying, like destroyer class, like you do need to have like your light cruisers, your cruisers, your destroyer class. If you have an armada, you need to have like all the facets of an armada, and that's kind of where and that's where I'm like, I get it having a couple different classes, but as I said, they need to have purpose. Like in the Dominion War. Like you would see the bigger ships, like the Galaxy class and the Excelsior class, but then you would also see like the Reliant class. And I know that they were repurposing all these models, but still, like they had the Reliant classes that kind of forming as like a light cruiser or a destroyer, and assisting like more of the scout vessels, which were like the I can't remember what class the Maquis ships were, but those vessels and the Defiant, which was more of a war cruiser scout. But
yeah,
so
yeah,
like
I get what you mean, but I think what the purpose is, they sent their biggest and baddest ships, and those happen to be the Inquisitor class. Probably as a result of the Dominion War, Starfleet realized we can't have just all these Mirandas and Excelsiors and everything dotting around all the time, because they just got slaughtered during the Dominion War. Two of the most spectacular Starship deaths from the DS9 episode was the Zetek and the Majestic flanking the Defiant. They had, it's all make-believe, so we know no one died, but I'm not glorifying death here, but those were some pretty spectacular deaths for starships. But they were easily offed. It's like, done.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'd love for somebody... That's why I'd love for somebody to go back and like actually redo those scenes with like modern, like more like have the Reliance be replaced with like a Karens, or something, something else, maybe a little bit lighter. Just because, as I said, they're throwing Mirandas and Excelsiors at the Dominion War, the biggest threat to the Federation, when you're supposed to have a Karens, Steam Runners, Nova class, Saber class,
Well, they didn't have. They got caught with their pants down. That's why they didn't have any of that.
The Dominion War went on for almost 3 years. They could have got some of those out.
You do see Steam Runners and everything like that making up the background.
Yeah, in the background, but
Steam Runners and we saw Akira's as well. One quite famously gets vaporized almost in front of camera.
Yeah, but those need to be in the front line. The most advanced ships, especially ones that were built to combat the Borg, those need to be in the front.
Absolutely.
Not Miranda class. Like, you are sending those people to die.
Yeah. At this time, you might as well just be called Ensign Ricky.
Yeah. Right.
USS Ensign Ricky. Right, in you go.
Starfleet needs to find a way to get it done with, I would say, 5 classes or less. Stop being cute with it.
Yeah.
You can have your essentials in 5 classes and be able to bulk create those. And I think 5 is probably being a little generous, because I think when you have all of that, you have all of that variety. To me, it just comes off as you're living in so much. Such a decadent world that you can just play with ship designs. You're just playing. Let's do a ship class with the nacelles here. Let's do one with them here. Let's do one with the saucer like this and that. You're just playing. You're having fun instead of, okay, we're going to have this class. We have these 5 classes, and now we just need to churn out a few hundred of each one, easy, rapid fire, instead of trying to manage 12 different classes of ships on your roster or more, or whatever it is.
12 is being generous. There's probably 50, I would say, in one era or another. But honestly, like, I think you made a really good point there. I really think that's honestly what they were doing up until the Borg showed up. Like, maybe they were just like, I am expressing my Starship creative license here. I'm spreading my wings. Put the nacelle on the top and 2 on the bottom, please. I think honestly, until the Borg showed up, that's probably what they were doing. They were having fun. They were having fun, and then all of a sudden the Borg showed up. They go, oh shit, we gotta. But I still think by the Dominion War,
and then the Dominion showed up.
They still should have had more than just Mirandas and Excelsiors. And I get it, everybody. I get it. It's a TV show. It was budgetary reasons, but I would just love it if a fan project went back and just redid those battles with more modern ships. Have some Sovereign classes in there too, because they were around at that point.
Someone's redoing the Wolf 359 battle.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah,
he's done part 1. Controversially, he's decided that the Melbourne, which is Admiral Hansen's ship, that gets destroyed is a Galaxy class without its saucer.
I know. I saw that it's a battle section. I'm like, really?
I was like, no Galaxy class was there at all because until the Odyssey, we only know of one Galaxy class that got destroyed. It's the only one that's ever mentioned, and as we know, that's the Yamato.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah. But you can do that. He's what he's done. He's got I think what is it, the Niagara class, which is basically like the ambassador with an extra nacelle stuck on the bottom of it.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
It was a kit bash. What they did is basically the Frankenstein fleets. They just needed they were designed to just be destroyed. That was it. They made them. And then they destroyed them and hung them on bits of string and had a camera go by, and that was your wreckage field. So no real thought was put into them.
Right.
They were just like, these are all our blown up ships that we made up.
Yeah,
I mean,
here's some model kits. Have at it.
Yeah.
So I mean, so I would love it if somebody went back and reimagined it. That would be great. That would be fantastic. If they went back and reimagined that entire war, like all the don't change any of the dialogue, don't change any of the the scenes,
change the visuals.
Yeah, just change the CGI and add more modern, that era, almost in between First Contact, right around First Contact. Because they talk about in DS9 about the Borg attack. So we know that the Sovereign class had been around as well as all these other ships. So we know they're in service, as I said.
Yeah, and we know the out of universe reason why we don't see the Sovereign class on screen. It's the same way why we didn't see an unmodified Galaxy class until until Generations came about, because they didn't want people thinking, oh, that's the Enterprise.
Right. Right.
So when we did see a Galaxy class, it had these big, massive growths on its nacelles to say, this is not the Enterprise.
Yeah, because we're dumb. As fans, we're dumb. We don't know how to read.
Some people are of that ilk, unfortunately, because I have read for so many years. Oh, look at they've got the scales wrong in this fleet. An Excelsior class isn't as big as the Galaxy class. So no, dude, the Excelsior class is in front of the camera and the Galaxy class is a bit further away. It's called perspective, but because it looks bigger on screen, they're going, look, the Excelsior class is bigger than the Enterprise.
That's because it's behind it, over there.
So I understand why they didn't have the Sovereign class in the fleet battles,
and the controversy,
the Enterprise E.
And the controversy with the big bird of praise. Remember the Klingon bird of praise that were supposed to be as big as a Galaxy class? I'm like, I get it. It looks bad on camera, but I'm like, guys, just let it go. Just let it go.
Some battles you've got to pick your battles, and I'm like, nah.
The Vorcha was one of the big bad booty daddies of the TNG era. There was no big. Technically, there was no big, massive, birds of praise. But if that helps you sleep at night, headcanon it is.
Yep, that's fine. That's all good. So that's. I would love to see those fleet scenes reimagined with CGI. Modern CGI, because all the fleet scenes were CGI.
Yeah,
but fairly early.
Right. Yeah. Right. Well, gentlemen, it was a great chat tonight. Great talk, great debates. I love sitting and talking about Star Trek. And for everyone in the audience that came and hung out with us, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. And we will be back again next week for Trek After Dark.
We are not running away. We try to keep this to an hour.
I was going to say something, but I said, sorry, no, I'll leave it alone.
Come at me, bro.
Wait a minute. I think I hear a lawyer knocking on my door. Hello?
Who is it?
Room service? All right. Catch you guys later.
Is it from a hotel? Okay.
All right. Good night, everyone. Live long and prosper.
Peace and long life.